What is up guys, Joe here, welcome back to my channel, and today we are back for not only the final episodes of the Tour de France for FreeLanda, but the final episodes in the entire series. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Hopefully we can finish on a high today. So looking at the current status, we lie in 5th place, but over 7 minutes down on the current leader, Laurens de Plus. Going to be so difficult to beat this man, although he has shown signs of cracking in the mountains. Kreuzweig and Bookman look very, very good as well though, so I think a podium is going to be difficult. That has to be the goal though. And just to make matters a little bit more difficult today, you can see we're not feeling well. So this hasn't been Landa's race so far. He struggled at the Tour in general in this series. Let's try and put on a good performance though. And so we start today with stage 15, and it is a flat one, probably for the sprinters, unless there are some pretty strong winds. Okay then, we do have 7 riders up the road today, including Greg van Avermaet, Ollie Narsson, Sepp van Marker as well, a very strong break up the roads. Let's see if they're allowed to go for the stage win. Okay, so 5k to go, and we are some way back in this group as you can see, and you can also see that the breakaway look likely to take the stage win at this point. Can we cut up to them and take a look? Apparently not. You can see them just up the roads. I think they're going to be brought in by some of the sprinters, as Ewan and Ackerman, amongst I think Demar as well, have attacked up to those guys. We can just sprint, I think, into the final kilometers. Who will take the stage win? And I do believe Caleb Ewan just ahead of Pascal Ackerman. Heartbreak for the breakaway in the end. They just couldn't hold on. We will finish in the main group. On we go then with stage 16, and we do have some hills today, and you can see this one right here, 3.6k average of almost 10%. However, we do have a downhill section and then a flat one into the line, so could be difficult to really create any gaps. Maybe we can try something later in the stage though. Okay then, we have now reached the first climbs today, and the breakaway took ages to go off the front. They have finally gone up the road though. Doesn't look like we'll be able to see them, but you can see Emmerich Mas trying to join Barguil and a few other guys up the road, so a pretty small break so far. So over the top of this main climb today, and we're down to just over 60 riders in the peloton, and we don't even have a breakaway up the roads. So it's been a pretty hard pace on that climb. So maybe we can try something later on those hills. Okay, we've just had a big moment in the race because Thibaut Pinot has gone down from 4th place in the GC, and the pace is very, very high right now. So what I'm going to do is set Quieto to protect me. Tratnik can try and relay on the front. We've got to try and keep Pinot behind. He's got Godou there to help him, as well as a few other teammates it seems. So Tratnik has done a great job on this climb. Horich and Hamilton have been pacing pretty hard as well. You can see still a 2-minute gap back to Pinot and that group behind. We could well have dropped him, you know. So then one more climb complete, and we're down to 44 in this group. The likes of Van der Poel going out the back now, as well as Egan Bernal, who's just a domestique at this race. But I'm pretty certain Thibaut Pinot is still well behind here. So then we're just approaching this climb right here, and you can see it is so steep. I will use my energy gel. I've created a little 3-man train. Tratnik can go straight up to 95 onto this climb. We're going to try and absolutely hammer the tempo and potentially try and attack later in the climb. So Jan Tratnik is now done, and it's Quieto's turn up to 92. Maybe 93. Actually, we'll stick on 92 for now. I mean, Landa struggling to follow his Polish teammate at this tempo. And you can see just how much we're stretching this group out right now. Maybe up to 95. It's over 10%. Pretty much the entire climb right here. What a rise by Kwiatkowski right now. And I think this is the moment. Let's try a little attack with Mikel Landa, but you can see we have 4 guys in this group. This is perfect. We have Pogacar and Adam Yates with us. We're really struggling. Can Quieto maybe stay here? Adam Yates looks stronger, and so does Pogacar though, and this is a big issue. Up to 99. We need to try and catch these guys over the top, otherwise we're just going to get swallowed up by this group behind us. So I've literally been going 99 on this flat section, and luckily into this downhill because we are out of energy right now. And we only have 20 seconds on the main GC group, the yellow jersey, and still 10 seconds to make up to Yates and Pogačar. I'm really hoping we can catch them on this downhill right now. There you go then, we have done it into the final 4K. We're pretty much out of energy. I will relay with these guys, of course, and I'm not sure if we'll be able to keep this time gap on the group behind. They do seem to be bringing us in, and to be honest, I don't really have much left to give. We'll try and relay on 85, but I think we're going to be swept up by the yellow jersey group right now. Very difficult situation. We're pretty much out of energy. And sadly, into the final kilometre, we will have to sit up. Quieto, try and sprint for it. We're just going to finish in this GC group. Up the road, Adam Yates will take the win in the end. Pogačar seconds, and we won't gain any time in the GC. So I said no change in the GC, but of course, Adam Yates does take 10 bonus seconds on us there. And also, Thibaut Pinot did fight back to just over a minute down, but he still loses time. So we do drop to 6th place, but we do gain time on Thibaut Pinot today. On we go then, and now we are in the Alps for good because we have the Col d'Izoard today, as well as some pretty difficult climbs before and after. So a massive day in the GC, over 200k as well, and the chance to gain or lose big time. So as we approach the Col d'Alos, we have 14 riders up the road, including Bardet, Haig, Almeida, Aran, Barguil, Senko, Mollema, a very strong group of climbers up the roads. Back in the peloton, you will see Mikel on a +2 day. It feels like so long since we've had a decent race day, so really hoping for a good result today. So coming to the top of the Col d'Alos, and you can see still plenty of riders in this group. I have been setting a little tempo to the top as well as to the bottom of the climb, but really hasn't been quick enough to drop any of the main domestiques or favourites so far. So one more climb pretty much done, and it is the Col de Vars, this one, and you can see EF on the front currently. We are down to just 54 riders in this group. We still have 4, Landa alongside Tratnik, Toons and Quieto, so we still have some decent support coming into the Izoard. Okay, so a bad moment for the team there because Kwiatkowski has just fallen, and I'm not sure if anyone else did fall. It was just Chris Froome and Kwiatkowski, it would seem. Really hoping Quieto can get back in because he is our strongest domestique by far at this race. So sadly, as we approach the foot of the Izoard, we do have this false flat right now, and Quieto still 3 minutes down on this group. He's not coming back in. We're going to have Tratnik and Toons into this final climb. Look at these conditions then. We are now on the Izoard and we're down to about 40 riders in this group. The tempo is so hard right now. I don't really want to go above 75 to start. And you can see plenty of domestiques are done, and Tratnik will join them pretty shortly. Okay then, 10k to go on the Izoard. We have Nicholas A and Wout van Aert on the front, pacing pretty hard. We're down to under 30 riders, so has been the tempo, and just 2 minutes up to the break. They really haven't had a chance today. And 9k to go, Toons pretty much done. This is where Quieto would have really helped, as we do have some attacks very early on in this climb. Emmanuel Buchmann and Evenepoel trying to go off the front. Let's just say sit in this group for now, as Buchmann looking for the yellow jersey. He looks super strong right now. However, Tobias Foss is going to be the man to bring in Emmanuel Buchmann here. We're down to 22 riders in this group, as Thies Benoot now pacing off the front. Evenepoel is going as well, and you know what? I will follow the Belgian, and I'm even going to counter him right here. We're down to 15 riders in this group. Let's pace on 85 right now with Landa. We have about 12 seconds, and no one's seemingly strong enough to chase us down immediately, and Steven Kruijswijk is going to have to do it. So we've joined Haig and Steph Kras from the breakaway. Laurens de Plus though, oh my, look at this man. He looks so strong. However, you can see 5k to go in the Izoard, and Laurens de Plus is now cracking, and we do have a little bit of yellow left. I'm going to drop this to maybe 75, and our lead now building to over 40 seconds, as we now have an attack from Pinot trying to join us up the road. But I do believe de Plus could lose yellow today, as you see him out the back of that group. So we have 2K to go in the Col d'Izoard, and Thibaut Pinot is trying to join us up the roads. And you know what? I'm happy about that because we're pretty much done. Obviously, I'd rather drop Thibaut, but he does look very, very strong as we catch the front of the race right now. So I'd like to follow Thibaut, to be honest. We're just going to pay 60, try and make sure we stay in this group as Lutsenko tries to block us. Let's try and make sure we stay here. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds on the yellow jersey right now. So we'll push it over the top with Landa into the downhill section. We need to try and relay very, very hard right now in this group if possible. 20k to go in the stage. We have 1 minute 30 on 6 guys, and they have 30 seconds on Laurens de Plus as well. But Thibaut being in this group could really prevent us from moving up in the GC. Anyhow, we can try and relay 85 or even try a little attack off the front at this point because we do have some separation in the breakaway right now. So this downhill has been absolutely perfect so far. It's been very technical and we have ended up with 20 seconds on those guys behind right now, the likes of Mollema and of course Thibaut Pinot. I'm kind of attacking into these sharp corners and then pacing 85 because we do need to try and conserve some energy for this very, very steep final climb coming up. So 5k to go for Mikel Landa, and we're running much lower on yellow than I anticipated into this final climb. So I'll drop this to 60 briefly, try and gain some more as we head into this very, very steep final climb. We have 25 seconds on Pinot and the early breakaway. Let's pace maybe 90 to start. I think we can do that. Into the final climb, Mikel Landa, I do believe, will win the stage, his second stage of this tour. We can actually just go 95, 99 to the line. We're going to win the stage. We're going to gain some time back in the GC. It's not going to be enough, obviously, to overtake Laurens de Plus. Maybe not Pinot either, but what a ride by Mikel Landa today. We can celebrate across the line. What a wonderful win we take today. Pinot will be second, Mollema in third, and you can see it will be about 2 minutes back to the main GC group. So Kruijswijk and Bookman have actually cut the gap to about 1 minute 20 across the line, but no Laurens de Plus just yet. Laurens de Plus has completely cracked on the Izoard right here. The time is ticking, and Laurens de Plus, you can see 3 minutes down. I do believe he has lost the jersey right here. Look at that, Mikel Landa on the top step. You love to see it. We gain 15 seconds on Pinot, 120 to the main GC group. And Steven Kruijswijk does take the yellow jersey at 35 years old, just 13 seconds ahead of Laurens de Plus. And Mikel Landa cuts the gap to 4 minutes 20 to yellow. We are right back in this race. Oh my guys, I'll be honest, this race has not been enjoyable so far. I have struggled with Landa. We just haven't had the form I hoped for, but today could be that turning point we have been looking for. A beautiful attack on the Izoard and then into the downhill as well, where he dropped Thibaut Pinot, who probably would have taken the stage. He's more punchy, I would say, than Landa in that final, and we gain big time back, and Laurens de Plus finally blows up, losing yellow. So we have a massive day today yet again in the GC battle. We have a 47-kilometer long time trial. However, it is a big mountain TT, so we actually do start the day as second favourite. I think we'll probably lose time to some of the GC guys. I don't really think we have a chance at winning the stage, but hopefully we won't lose too much as we have so much climbing to do today. So sadly guys, I did experience a few issues with this stage, so I did end up simulating it, and we did end up 5th place in the stage, just 17 down on Kruijswijk. You can see Bookman losing some time, and Laurens de Plus seems to have completely cracked in this race in a stage that really, really suits him. And so the new GC going into the final couple of stages, Kruijswijk now has a minute on de Plus, just over a minute and a half on Bookman as well. Pinot's still there, and we are still there, 4 minutes and 37 down. On we go then to another massive, massive mountain stage in this Tour de France, and we do have Alpe d'Huez today. 14k at an average of 8%. Gonna be a very, very difficult day again. Let's get it. As you see then, we have a massive group up the road today in the breakaway, including Toons and Quieto from our squads. We also have Dumoulin, Roglic, Iran, crazy strong break up the roads. Anyhow, we are focusing on the GC battle behind. Okay, so we're to the top of this first climb and the pace has been nothing short of absolutely crazy. We have 23 riders left in this group right now. It's been FDJ pretty much pacing the entire way so far. Toons and Quieto still up the roads as Gino Marder coming back to the front. And I think as we've lost all our support in this group right now, we just need to sit up and try to retain as much energy as possible into this final climb. Here we come then. Gino Marder of FDJ does lead the peloton onto the infamous Alpe d'Huez. This is going to be so tough, especially after the tempo so far today in this group. 26 in the peloton coming into this climb. Toons trying to compete for the win. I don't think he'll be capable of that today though. So still over 10k to go in this climb, and FDJ have been pacing so hard for the entirety. I've been pacing on 80, even higher now, and you can see I've fallen right to the back of this group as now finally they sit up and the main GC guys are now attacking. I'm caught way too far to the back. Anyhow, Kreuzvik still in this group with Froome and Bernal, and Bernal is done though, to be fair. But with Froome still in this group, I do believe we can just stay sat in and rely on Steven Kreuzvik. And we now have 8k to go. I don't really want to go above 80 in the remainder of this stage. We do have Bookman and Pinot up the road with a few other guys. Froome is now done, so Steven Kreuzvik is going to have to do this by himself. Let's try and move a bit closer to the front of this group if possible, but that is going to be difficult. Okay, so now Kreuzvik has ridden off the front of this group, but Landa struggling so much right now. I'm just going to pace 75. Hopefully we can stay in this group at this tempo, but not really sure as we catch that group ahead. Bookman straight onto the attack yet again. So at the front of the race, we have the likes of Aram, Barguil and Haig battling for the win. Who will take it up the road today? It looks like it will be Warren Barguil ahead of the other guys in that group. We're still in this main yellow jersey group. Bookman has attacked Kreuzvik, and Pinot for some reason is pacing Emmanuel Bookman in here for Steven Kreuzvik. And of course Bookman 1 minute 30 down. He has a minute right now. He could potentially take yellow at this very moment. So 2.5k to go. Kreuzvik increases the tempo in this group. I'm gonna try and go 75 to the line. I'm not really sure I can go much harder than that, to be honest, on Alpe d'Huez here. Bookman doesn't seem to have too much left, as it seems the plus is done again. Second place man in the GC is struggling. However, so is Landa a little bit today into the final kilometre. Can we up this maybe to 80 to plus? Somehow staying on our wheel right here. And we have Pinot up the road. Kreuzvik is attacking. Bookman looks good to take some time today though. We're going to finish just about behind these guys, behind Yates as well. Not the best performance by Landa today. We do take some small time on the plus. I think we will stay in 5th. So Warren Barguil with a great win. Dylan Toons not quite strong enough for our team to challenge for the stage win. And you can see we lose about a minute to Bookman, who gains some small time back on Kreuzvik, but he looks good to potentially take his first Grand Tour win at the age of 35 years old. So a stacked final week at this Tour de France in the GC battle will end on the Col de Galibier today. 250k almost. This is going to be so tough. Bookman is going to attack Kreuzvik. Kreuzvik needs to protect yellow, and Landa has nothing to lose in 5th place right now. So coming into the first climb today, you can see we do have Toons and Quieto up the roads yet again, which does mean we don't have the most support from our squad, so could be difficult for Landa in these early climbs. So as you can see, we are now about to crest this first climb today, and still over 100 riders in this group. To be honest, I would quite like to pace pretty hard at this stage, but not really possible with the support we have in the peloton. So we're halfway up this penultimate climb, and you can see again, it's been FDJ really whittling down the numbers in this group for their man, Thibaut Pinot. And to be honest, like I said, we have nothing to lose in this race. And I think you guys know what's coming right now. We have still 9.5k left in this climb. This is our chance. Mikel Landa on the attack in the Tour de France. Let's just pace now on maybe 85 for just a little bit because we do want to try and maintain this gap. So I am trying to shake things up massively. As you can see, we're up the road. Pino has just joined us, but sadly it does look like most of those other GC guys will come back in. So I think we'll sit up with Thibaut. He can pace for us if he wants. However, it does seem that the GC guys will bring us in right here before the top of this climb. So then what this means, as we now have the Galibier left, is 8 riders do survive in this group. We have Pino, Bookman, Kruijswijk, Yates, Thomas, Higuita, De Plus and Landa. And you can see Toons and Quieto just up the road as well. So I do think we've put ourselves in a pretty good position as far as I can see, everyone else in this group is currently isolated. So sadly for us, Toons and Quieto forgot who their leader was and they decided not to wait for Landa, and this group just slowed down. So 24 men now back in this group. It's not ideal at all. Kind of really sums up my issues with Pro Cyclist, I would say. I think your teammates need to just get a little bit smarter. Can be a bit frustrating at times. Anyhow, let's just sit in this group as we enter the Col de Galibier pretty soon. So 27k to go in this Tour de France. I've been boxed in by many in this group as Thibaut Pinot lights this race up. He's on the attack with 27k to go. Toons is done already. He can't really offer us any support, it would seem. Ineos are going to have to bring in Thibaut Pinot for Steven Kruijswijk right now. And so Pinot has been caught with 2k to go to the top of this climb. I'm going to try my luck with Landa. I can't really see this working. I think we're probably going to lose time by trying stuff like this. Anyhow, we have to do it. And with 2k to go in the time, we're going to have to drop the tempo, I think. So then 22k to go and we're just coming downhill towards the Galibier. I'm just trying to recover at all costs right now. We have 25 seconds on the yellow jersey, but Kruijswijk going to bring us in on this downhill section, it will seem. So we now do have attacks again. Bookman is trying something. We have Pino and Kruijswijk up the roads. I'm in this group with Adam Yates and you can see we're pretty much done. Let's just try and catch this group up the roads, which we will just about do right now. There you go. Drop the pace again to maybe 60 to try and maintain position in this group, but it is a pretty hard tempo right now with Bookman on the front. You can see this group of 4 riders about to come back in as well. So into the final 10k and Pino being led up the road by his team David Godou, and now he's on the attack yet again. You've got to give it to the Frenchman. He cannot stop attacking in this Tour de France. Sadly for Landa, we're not going to gain any time today, I do feel, with our current status with our energy. Bookman now on the attack. Let's just try and pace up on 75 and see where we end up today. Okay, so big surprise, Adam Yates well up the road, so is Higuita, as well as Laurens De Plus, who has gained about 1 minute and 30 right now on this main GC group. Steven Kruijswijk is still here in the yellow jersey. I can't think what he's doing. He's relying far too much on Chris Froome right now because Laurens De Plus is 2 minutes down. He's currently riding himself into the yellow jersey. And so with 5k to go, I think we have to up the tempo surely. I mean, Adam Yates is up the roads. I know he's 5 minutes down. I don't know how much time he's gained on us right now. Chris Froome can't seem to work for Kruijswijk. He's got loads of energy, I can see. So I'm going to try and attack away from this group because they're not going at any pace right now. So now we can go at maybe 75. See if we can do that for a little bit because we do need to cut the gap to Adam Yates up the roads. But Kruijswijk is the man who really should be doing the pacing. So 2k to go. I'm pretty much done. And there you go. Kruijswijk is on the attack in the yellow jersey. I'm just going to pace at maybe 75 with Landa. Pino and Bookman will gain more time on us today. So will Laurens De Plus. And it doesn't seem he's quite going to be strong enough to move into yellow. It's not going to be a good final climb of the series for Mikel Landa. Adam Yates takes the stage. And of course, he is some way behind us in the GC. He is a danger to us though. Hopefully we don't lose our 5th place. And I do believe Laurens De Plus will be caught and Steven Kruijswijk will win his first Grand Tour for Team Ineos. So sadly for Mikel Landa, just wasn't our stage and wasn't our race in general. We just didn't quite have the form we hoped for and really expected to have at this race. But Adam Yates does win on the Galibier. However, we do hold on to our place in the top 5. So the Tour de France will finish on Champs-Elysees, of course, 170k today and one more chance for the sprinters. So 5k to go in this Tour de France, and it is Yves Lampert on the front for Quick-Step Kwiato, putting us in a pretty nice position. Of course, we're just making sure we stay in a decent spot because no chance we can do anything in this stage. Kwiato now up to 90 maybe. Can we maybe follow one of the sprinters? It seems we can. Let's try and take Demar's wheel if possible. Doesn't seem to be the case. We'll follow Seisbol then in that case with Kwiato. Sprint with Kwiato, sprint with Landa. We're not going to take the stage. Up the road, Caleb Ewan is going to take another stage win at this tour in the green jersey. And we will actually finish in, would you believe it, 5th place on Champs-Elysees to finish the tour with Mikel Landa. So Caleb Ewan, of course, winning on Champs-Elysees. Steven Kruijswijk will wear yellow and will win his first Grand Tour in his mid-30s. What a result for Steven Kruijswijk. Lutsenko will take the polka dot jersey pretty comfortably in the end. And of course, Caleb Ewan in green. We have Hagita in the white jersey, and Jumbo-Visma win the team classification. So then guys, that rounds out a pretty underwhelming Tour de France, it must be said. It looked pretty promising when we won after the Izoard. I think it was stage 17. What a result that was for Landa, propelling us back into the GC battle, but sadly just wasn't enough, and we just didn't have the form to attack the guys in the final week. We needed the +4s and the +5s rather than those +1s. But of course, we did just win 2 Grand Tours in a row. Making it 3 would have been pretty much impossible. So we can't really complain. A top 5 is an improvement on the first season. Of course, we hope for more though. Anyhow guys, that will actually round out the episode as well as the entire series. So I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I have. Not the ending we hope for, of course, but the Giro and the Vuelta last year have to be the massive highlights in the series for me. And so guys, all that remains to be said from me is if you enjoyed this one today, drop a like on the video. If you've enjoyed this series as a whole, please drop a like. Tell me what you thought of the series in the comments below, of course. And I will see you guys for PCM 2020.